So, next we talk about drug regulatory authorities in different countries. First we look at North America. So as you all know, USA has FDA, Food and Drug Administration. And in Canada, we have HPFP, Health Product and Food Branch. UK, United Kingdom, we Medical and Health Product Regulatory Agency, MHRA. And in European Union, we have EMA, European Medicines Agency. And in good old India, we have CDSCO, Central Drug Standard Control Organization. And in China, we have the FDA of the East, China FDA. And Australia, this is very important. Do you know why? Because that's where I work and I monitor. We have TGA, Therapeutic Good Administration. And in New Zealand, I monitor there as well. That's the second best. We have MedSafe. And we have different regulatory authorities in different countries. I'll mention Singapore as well. I used to live there. I love Singapore. I lived there for 10 years. I studied there. So there the regulatory agency is called HSA, Health Sciences Authority. One last thing, I cannot go through all the regulatory agency. One last thing, I'll talk about Brazil. Brazil, we have Anvisa. I cannot even pronounce it properly. Agencia Nacional Vigilance Sanitaria. That's in Portuguese, I think. Anvisa, they got the coolest name. So the fact of the matter is we have different regulatory authorities in different countries. So it's like a border control. That's the border. That's the border police for each country for pills. So we go to the next slide. This is very funny. There's a nice pill. He's saying, oh, I'm a nice pill. I'm safe, I'm effective, I'm helpful, I'm a cute little pill. Can I get into your country? The regulatory authority of the country says, no, you can't get in. Where's your registration? And the pill is like, what registration? So the pill cannot get in. So this is very nice. It's pill border control. So we go to the next slide. Registration. So we need registration for the pill to get into the country. So what is required for this registration? It's what's required is that the drug is of high quality, safe and effective. And how do they evaluate it? They evaluate it through thorough scientific investigation. Pharmacologists, statisticians, other scientists, doctors, you name it, regulatory experts, they evaluate the dossier submitted to the regulatory authorities and they give the registration. Only if it's given, the pill or the drug can be marketed in that country in question. So you can say that the pill comes under a magnifying glass or a microscope, or to be more accurate, they come under a big telescope under close scrutiny before registration is given. So we talk about the role of the regulatory authority in the drug development cycle. I have talked about the drug development cycle before. So we take the US Drug Regulatory Authority, FDA, as an example. So we have a new chemical entity, yeah? So the new chemical entity has never been used in humans before, and you do a lot of preclinical testing, yeah, in animals and cell culture models, and then you submit something called a IND, innovative new drug. So you give all the preclinical data, the statistics, the results to the FDA in the form of IND, innovative new drug. And if the FDA is happy, they give you permission to do the first in human clinical trials, right? So you go into that step. So it's like, step by step. So you do phase 1, and then if phase 1 is successful, you do phase 2. And during this process, there's continuous discussion between the sponsor and the regulatory authority. There's feedback. The FDA says what they want and the sponsor provides it, and back and forth. So you go to phase 2, and if the phase 2 is successful, you go to the phase 3. That's the most important. That's what's required for the marketing application, right? So a phase 3 you do in many thousands of patients, it's a multi-center study, and then you collect the data and then you submit that dossier of data to FDA in the form of NDA, new drug application. And if the FDA is happy, you get the marketing authorization, and then finally you can market the drug in that particular country, manufacture and market the drug. So even after the marketing, there are safety updates which go to the regulatory authority, because in clinical trials it's a limited number of subjects, yeah, but when it's released to the normal population, you can have other adverse reactions. So the sponsor is supposed to provide continuous safety updates to the FDA, and if everything is good, you can continue to market it. But if there's some problem, and if there are severe problems, FDA can even withdraw the drug. They can ask you to withdraw the drug. There are a few cases which have happened, but you're always under close scrutiny, the sponsor. So that brings to the end of the regulatory authorities in clinical trials and drug development. I hope you enjoyed that lecture and hope to see you in the next lecture. Ciao, bye bye.